Hi, welcome back to another episode of 3D Printer Tips and Tricks. Today I want to talk to you about a sticky problem, specifically how to remove your prints from the heated build platform after your prints are finished. As you may know, the build platform is heated. Right now I'm printing part of a magic trick. I'll show that to you in a bit. And that platform runs at about 100 degrees C, 100 to 110, depending on your settings. But the point is it's pretty hot, and the prints can take a long time to print. They can take, well, the longest print I've done is 11 hours. This is the print that I've done here. This is a battery holder for AA batteries. It's got an empty side and a full side. Maybe you can see that on there. Anyway, the point is this was a long print, and the bottom of that print sat and baked on that platform for 11 hours. Now, when that was done, this thing was solid on there. I could not pry it off. I couldn't get it off of there. I was concerned about actually having to re-level the platform after applying so much force. And so the question is, well, what do you do? How do you get these things off of there? And so I've been reading a bunch of forums and looking online and experimenting with a number of different things. And I wanted to show you pretty much the one tool that I found to be the best single solution to getting your prints off of the platform. Now, those of you that do not have a printer yet, you may not fully appreciate the difficulty in trying to get these parts off. You may have seen me just snap some of them off in some other videos, and sometimes you can do that. If an object has a small surface, you could see the shiny side. By the way, that's the way you can always tell. Find the shiny side, and that's the side that was down. And so this is a bottle opener, and it was printed like this. And this was easy. I could just kind of snap this off of there. It wasn't too much difficulty. Sometimes, if you're having any problems with delamination, you can actually break your part when you're trying to do that. So that's another set of issues in how to avoid delamination. But assuming your print is strong, and if you've got a little bit of height to it, a lot of times you can just kind of bend it right off of there or snap it off of there, and that's easy. But some things are really hard to get off of there. For example, this is a wire holder. You mount this. Which way does it go? You can mount this on your wall and keep your USB cables or your headphone cables. Just a cable organizer. And this was printed, again, there's the shiny side. This was printed flat down like this. And this was stuck. And it's got some pretty fine detail in it that I didn't want to damage. And so this was stuck down there. Well, how do you remove that from the platform? So depending on the size and shape of the things, I've tried different tools. I've shown this to you. And so let me show you some of the tools that I've tried, which I do not recommend. Don't do it. I've tried this. I've tried using it with a rag in there or a towel. Yeah, I suppose, it does apply a lot of force, but it's just too easy to damage the print. And I think there's better ways. So I put that aside. I tried various things to pry and dig in there. It works, but you end up damaging your print. This tool I use for a fair amount. I use this as a window scraper to replace the registration stickers on the cars. And what I would do with this is I would just hook it under an edge, and let me show it to you so you can see. It's got a razor blade on it, but it's a pretty thick blade, and it's a very strong, thick blade. And I would just try to get it there and just kind of bend it and try to pop the print off of there. And it worked pretty much, but I would always damage, that little corner of the print that I was working on. So I kind of put that aside. I tried a variety of little razor blades and all kinds of things to slide in there and get in there. And then there's one tool that I found was the best. Alright, I won't keep you in suspense any longer. The best tool that I found to use for getting your prints off of the heated build platform is this spatula, made by a company called Provo Craft. It's called a Cricut Spatula. I found this for $3.50 at my local Walmart. I picked up a couple of them, that's all they had in stock. But I've seen them online at Amazon and Target and Walmart, and I'm sure many other sources. If you search for Cricut, it's spelled C-R-I-C-U-T. Look for the Cricut Spatula. And I wanted to give credit where credit is due because I first read about this on the MakerBot Operators Google group, but I don't remember who it was that I was chatting with there or where I read it. So if you're on that group, thank you for discussing this. I've actually seen the Cricut machines at the local school. The teachers use them to print out various artwork, and they need a spatula to get the artwork off of the sheet that they use, and that's why Cricut makes these. But these are excellent for our purposes because they're very thin and very strong. And it's just what you need to pry your way underneath the edge of a print and get it starting to release. And I've used it on all sorts of things. I'll show you, so let's see the shiny side, right? So here's the shiny side. This is an interesting car in which the wheels turn, and it was all printed as one piece. And the first one that I made didn't turn out like this. The first one that I made, it actually looked just like that until I tried to get it off of the build plate, and I broke it. I broke the one of the wheels. And that's because it was stuck down pretty well. And I tried to bend it and twist it, and because there's that built-in gap there between the wheels, it bent and it snapped the wheel off. So I essentially ruined that print, and I printed another one, and then I used the Cricut to get in there and very gently work my way all around and get it off of there and not have a problem. Alright, I think we've talked enough about little spatulas. But the point is, if you're going to be printing, you need a way to get your finished prints off of the platform. Especially if you're printing something with a lot of fine detail or something delicate. Like this little guy, Flippy the Frog. He came from Thingiverse, and he's got some really fine detail on his toes and his fingers. And I broke one of his arms off the first time I tried to take him off the platform. So this little spatula goes right in there and does quick work of getting underneath and separating him from the platform. Now that said, there's a whole other technique. If you don't want to chisel and pry and scoop and try to get in there and really fine-tune your layer height so that it's enough to stick but not too much to stay stuck, if that makes any sense, is using a raft for printing. And this is an option in SkyForge. And the way a raft works is you're actually printing out a base layer first, which is this grid pattern that you see. And the grid pattern, or the raft, prints first, and then your item prints on top of the raft, and then it's much easier to take off, and then when you're done, you peel the raft off of the print and you're finished. This is an iPad stand, and it works really well. I wanted to do a video on the printing of this iPad stand, some of the settings that I use. But the point is, getting your objects off of the heated build platform is a concern. You might just want to run out to Walmart or somewhere and pick up one of these spatulas. So thanks again for watching. Glad you came back. If you enjoyed the videos, please subscribe. And if you have any comments, leave them below. And if you have anything you'd like to see covered, send me a note or leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. So thanks again and have a great day.